When I hear about these kinds of situations, the first questions that drop in my mind is, why is the military inside the university? There is no reason for them to be there.
I think they feel oppressed and hopeless because as students they deserve the right to voice their opinion.
So we're here today to show our support for the students in Jaffna who aren't allowed to voice their opinions. So as London Tamil students, we're here to use our free speech to help them.
I'd be furious if I was in their position.
The students, I'm sure, feel threatened, scared, humiliated, and that their rights as human beings have been violated.
Okay, so for me, I think democracy is, it's when people have rights in the government, but if people don't, if students don't have a say and, stuff is happening against what they want to happen, I don't think it's cool. Yeah.
You're going to school to get an education to formulate an opinion, and then when you want to voice that opinion, you're not allowed to. It really doesn't. It kind of defeats the purpose of getting an education in the first place. So I don't know, it's not fair.
Hey, I've been recently informed about the harshness that's been put in place towards Sri Lanka. I really think this is a very wrong situation.
This needs to go on the media. These people all over the world needs to know about this. They need to get informed. And the government right now has the power, and they have a lot of strength with the military too. And the Tamil students represent little position against them. So more people need to know about this, and probably something can be done.
This incident reminds me of previous atrocities that took place in our history, and about like the American Civil War, where the African Americans were oppressed by the Caucasians. I feel like this relates to the situation that our Tamils are in today, especially our students who don't have the right to voice their opinions. And I feel like history is just repeating itself, and it's time that we take a stand to stand up for basic human rights that we all deserve, and that this should open the eyes to many people around the world to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
I can only imagine what those students may have felt. I mean, like anger, anguish, frustration, violation of their rights, and security. The democratic rights that should have been upheld were being infringed by the government. What are they trying to say? It seems like what they're trying to say is that if you speak up, you'll get attacked, so don't bother speaking up.
We as students especially feel the victim's pain because we realize the need for educational institutions to be seen as safe spaces that foster free speech and free thought.
If I were one of the Jaffna University students, I would be very annoyed and angry because after the apparent end of the Civil War in 2009, they were guaranteed a future of freedom and rights, and once again this is a blatant rights violation as they were peacefully protesting, and now they've been detained for more than a week and no one knows what's happening to them.
The military shouldn't be on a university campus in the first place,
It's not really a democratic country. People, are getting harmed and they're getting their voices shunned out. So
international country should be put more pressure on Sri Lanka to make sure that this thing cannot be repeated or happening again.
The first thing that comes to my mind when we talk about democracy is the freedom of speech. Right now, the Tamil students are being oppressed, and they're not getting their right of freedom. They want their voice to be heard, and it's not happening.